and live from Beloit, this is your Weekend Update.
Where are you?
I'm in North Liberty.
Doing what?
I'm at Asher's house.
Your mom's on the way to get you.
Okay.
Freaking pissed.
All right.
Call your mom and tell her where you at. Freaking now.
Okay. Bye. Hey guys. Hey. Welcome back. Another week.
Don't sneak out.
Another day with Santi.
Nick, how are you?
Good. You?
Great.
Fantastic.
Lots of news today.
Let's get right into it. Let's lead us off.
So, according to CNN, extreme fear is driving the U.S. market as we gear up to face price jumps because of Trump's new tariffs. This is like the reverse of the Roaring '20s, where instead of mania-filled purchases, we have the toilet paper crisis of 2020.
Again.
Those were
All over again.
rough times.
Joe Bookman, a director known for working for the Beloit Film Festivals, is set to film a new movie about the Beloit campus called Cult College. Get ready, Beloit College, to be exposed for worshiping the grounds of Diane Hendrick walks on.
I would never worship anyone except for God. U.S. trade is increasing again as Russians and U.S. agencies have chosen to exchange prisoners. Trump went on record saying, Putin and I are like brothers. Right, like Cain and Abel, maybe?
Maybe. Apparently, the U.S. is now watching immigrant social media feeds for anti-Semitism. Now, this might sound bad, but Elon was originally born in South Africa. I knew Trump was going to backstab Elon, but damn, Elon's next tweet is going to be "E tu Brutus."
Mooch was also born in South Africa. You know Mooch?
Yes, I know Mooch.
Oh. On other news, direwolves, an extinct wolf species, has been brought from the dead by a Des Moines professor. Scientific discovery like this sets an incredible precedent, as new species that went extinct may come back too. I just hope they don't make a theme park off of all this.
I hope not either.
We don't need
that
more.
crap. Happy D3 week to all the student athletes on campus. You represent the values of discipline, responsibility, respect, and perseverance, and your work is worth being recognized. Big shout out to all the Beloit athletes.
I mean, the list goes on and on.
On
it
and
would
on.
be too much to say.
Yeah. Not enough
Congrats
time.
to baseball on their win against Lawrence on Sunday. This puts them on 13 wins this season. That's great numbers. Frick you,
Huge
Lawrence.
numbers. Frick Lawrence.
And best of luck to all the teams playing this week. Lacrosse, softball, baseball, but especially men's soccer.
Well
We
done.
played 2 games back-to-back on Sunday, and we're winning both of them.
Both of them. Biff's Queer Short event drew the ire of many last week over misunderstanding. The organizer of the event spoke out about the incident, saying, "We're sorry if you were expecting gay dudes in hot pants."
Were you expecting?
Of course I was.
Beloit College students are worried about how the Trump administration's tariffs will affect their future job prospects. Luckily for Beloiters, their degree is increasing in value by the day. And by increasing in value, I mean it'll cost more going forward. I bet the meal plan is going to be around $10K next year.
Reports suggest that the college will make a current freshman residence hall 609 an upperclassmen dorm next semester. Right? Because what do upperclassmen love more than no drinkable running water and rooms that make you feel like you're being held in a white-collar prison?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. The newest edition of the Beloit Fiction Journal is set to be released later this month. One of the most interesting short stories contained in the volume this year is a dystopian piece that explores a far-fetched near-future scenario in which Beloit College exists in 7 years.
Gosh, I hope it does exist. Impact Beloit hosted an ASTE interview session in the library on Tuesday. The first strategy they proposed to get your dream job. Tell the interviewer you didn't go to Beloit College.
What's with all the hate, man?
I don't know.
I don't get
I
it.
love Beloit.
I really don't get it. The April Student Academic Senate meeting occurred earlier tonight. The meeting took a little longer than usual as Cory Booker flew in and wouldn't cede the floor until Bacon was brought back to comments. This time, however, Cory went with a more modest look, donning a diaper and no pants.
Man, I
love
love
that look.
Bacon.
Oh.
In local news, the Beloit Public Service Commission approved an expansion at the Riverside Energy Center, despite concerns voiced by residents about air quality. Public Service Commission also says that the fresh air in Beijing is lovely this time of year. According to Trump, air quality is not a real thing.
A 34-year-old Beloit man was recently sentenced to 5 years in prison for driving through a traffic barrier at Oktoberfest in downtown Beloit last September. This just goes to show you don't come between Wisconsinites and their beer. I hear Eric Hovde still has skid marks on his forehead.
Yeah, man, Eric Hovde, crazy guy.
Crazy.
The downtown Janesville Spring Wine Walk is coming up. At the end, those who participated are awarded their car keys. Wait, that's not right.
Sounds right to me. I think it's time for our friend Carlos here to talk about some film. Let's get right into it.
Hey guys, hi everybody. A short film competition where movie makers had to use Beloit as part of their story may become a permanent fixture of the Beloit International Film Festival. This year we saw visionary films like 48 Hours, In the Rock River, Easy Briber, the story of Deanne Hendricks, and This is Beer on Tap demonstrate why Hollywood should really consider setting a movie in Beloit. The Minecraft movie, something everyone thought was going to fail. But instead, we had people bringing in live chickens inside the theaters. I don't even know what's going on anymore. And police bringing on all because of a simple chicken jockey joke.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you so much, Carlos. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very glad to hear about chicken jockeys and Minecraft movies and people bringing live chickens in. That was awesome.
Funny,
I loved it.
Funny. 2 days ago. A New York Supreme Court judge stopped an AI. Yeah, they did. They stopped an AI-generated model being used. That's so funny, man. As an opening statement, she stated, "Pull the plug."
I don't appreciate being missiled. Must have had a history of using AI because how'd she recognize it? Hendricks Commercial Properties confirmed it plans on tearing down former Beasley Products Corporation, the building directly north of the Garden Hostel site, which is also recently demolished. The next spot is scheduled for demolition is the eyesore on the southeast side of town. What's it called? Oh, that's right. It's called Beloit College. Diane Hendricks owns most of that too.
That's too funny, man. An injured woman was arrested this week after allegedly attacking a Madison paramedic in an ambulance. The Hippocratic oath taken by doctors has now been revised to read, "Do no harm unless they started it, and that's my life motto."
A 6-year-old boy in Whoopin, Wisconsin has been hospitalized after being attacked by 3 dogs earlier this week. While this is tragic, all I know is that I'm certainly not going to be telling Eric Boynton that his dogs got out.
Who let the dogs out? Who? Florida Gators defeated the Houston Cougars 65-63 in Monday night's NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Now your March Madness addicted uncle will have to go from filing out brackets to signing divorce papers after he used the mortgage.
A future ESPN a New York council member has had her case dismissed after she allegedly bit a New York City police officer. This is despite using her ACAB or All Cops Are Bitten bumper sticker as evidence against her.
I'm sorry, that last one was just kind of funny. The AP has been reinstated at the White House press events after a federal judge that ruled that Associated Press journalists cannot be banned from attending. Maybe now they'll give BuzzFeed the press pass it has always deserved. We could even get one.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Charges are being filed against Connecticut mother who allegedly kept her now 32-year-old locked in his room for 2 years. He was found after he started a fire to set himself free. When he found he was 5'9".
Dude.
And 68 pounds. And he told paramedics he hadn't showered in over a year. I don't know. Sounds like a beloiter to me.
Same. Yesterday, Trump went back on his promises, except for the worst part. That will affect most Americans. The White House announced that it will... Bro, I can't. You gotta stop laughing, bro.
You too, bro.
They announced that it will put a 90-day pause on tariffs. That's like saying, I'm breaking up with you just only after 90 days of sex. 90 days, man. Now China faces a 125% overall tariff rate. They're getting fucked. Come on, man.
A new report suggests that 75% of migrants deported by the Trump administration haven't committed a crime. Conversely, 75% of Beloit students never actually commit to Beloit.
I committed.
Me too.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced today that all visas from South Sudan will be terminated by the United States. Looks like Marco's totally real South Sudanese girlfriend broke things off. Just like your girlfriend. Totally
Dude.
real.
No. And finally, FBI Director Catherine Thomas removed today for the Director of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. His replacements, Joe Camel, the A-Team, and oddly enough, Pete Hegseth. That's an L take.
A Beloit woman was sentenced on a charge of car theft as well as child abduction this weekend. Before the trial, she was reportedly dropped by her lawyer. Why? Well, because she wanted to counter these charges by doing what? By stating that the child owes her over $200 in unpaid taxi fares. $200. I guess she forgot that if you want to be a cab driver, the customer flags you down. You don't just take some random kid on a joyride. But hey, I guess you learn something new every day.
Every single day, man.
I learned we can laugh a lot.
More breaking news coming in. The bald guy from Six Flags advertisement, famous for the catchphrase, "More flags, more fun," was arrested today. It turns out he was actually the mob boss of the infamous Demo family of East Jersey. The Six Flags guy, whose real name is Corrado Soprano, was indicted on racketeering charges. This is, well, using many Six Flags parks across the country means money laundering. It is rumored that Corrado's nephew, Tony Soprano, will take the reins over the Six Flags franchise. Before beginning taking away prison, Corrado exhibited frustrating, stating, "My new Tony never heard the makings of the amusement park mascot." Honestly, Six Flags should have picked some other elderly bald guy, like, I don't know, Larry David.
Yeah, I don't know. I think honestly they should have picked someone else to do the weekend update.
Bro, read.
But on other news, to combat the global financial crisis, the IMF International Monetary Fund gave Argentina $20 billion to combat its economic crisis. Argentina's President Milei reportedly said, "Before we can invest this money into our economy, we must celebrate this accomplishment." Milei was later seen with members of his cabinet living it up on a private jet with everything from booze, girls, and other world leaders, and even cocaine. Shout out Maradona. Outside reports said that by the time the party was over, Milei's administration only put $7,000 of the $20 billion to combat the economic crisis. Damn, that guy's a wild guy. Hopefully everything still works out for Argentina, though.
I hope so.
They got some ballers.
Now, time for the weather. It's cold, cloudy, and miserable. But we are looking at some spikes in temperature and sunshine this weekend. So pack your swim trunks. Man, I love the Midwest.
Me too. According to a release from the Middleton Police Department, Around 1:25 a.m. on April 2nd, a Wisconsin man was arrested for operating while intoxicated. This is just getting too common. This was his 11th time being arrested for this. Now, I'm not sure you would even have to tell me which state this was in, because this is the most Wisconsin thing I've ever heard.
And we're done. That's all. That's all the fantastic, amazing news we have for today.
Really
and this
funny.
weekend.
Very funny
Really
news.
great day.
Very fun.
I think
And
it's time to
fun.
wrap it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd like to thank Carlos for his participation.
Shout out to Anthony, too.
Let's have a good one. See you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.